YouTube. Today we will be grafting an avocado tree utilizing the cleft graft method. The things you need for this, you need some simple hand pruners, a stencil knife. You can also get a tapered edge knife. You need grafting tape or parafilm. I'll put a link in the description for you to get them. Before I do any of my grafts, I firstly sterilize all the equipment I'll be using, especially the ones with blade. Now this is my Fisker's hand pruner, and this is a simple stencil knife. So what I do is spray a little bit of alcohol on them to free them of any bacteria residue or anything which will hinder the graft from being successful. I'm going to take a piece of this avocado budwood. Ensure that you prune all of the leaves. And please note, there's this myth that you have to graft from trees that are already bearing fruit, but that's not necessarily true. As long as the graft holds, I know you'll have successful plants. Secondly, I match up my budwood or cyan to the rootstock to ensure that they are both of the same circumference. Secondly, you take a piece of the grafting tape. So this piece of budwood of these I'm going to wrap in parafilm or grafting tape. Now this is to help in retaining moisture during the healing process. I normally leave out like the 2 top leaves at the edge. It's no big deal. That's nice. Now you want to decapitate your rootstock at the exact point at which you choose to graft. So right here. Now I'm going to use my stencil for the rest of the process. Now for the cleft graft or V graft, you want to ensure that you make a cut right down the center of the rootstock, which you will wedge the budwood to fit directly inside or between. Now to avoid any damage of the rootstock, you just slowly, no matter how sharp the blade is, you slowly work it down until you reach a desired length. Now you choose any side of the budwood which you want, and then you shave in a V. Sorry, that's a bit deep. Now you're gonna fit this in between, and most importantly, you have to ensure that the cambium of both the rootstock and the budwood or scion meets. So normally I would like turn it at an angle to ensure that they do meet. Then you hold them in position, and you start wrapping in the paraffin and ensure that this is all tight. Wrap it down and then spread again. Then you just slowly thin it out and then give it a half inch at the end. Okay. Now this is a nice cleft graft. Now I'm going to show you what this graft should look like after about 2 to 3 weeks. I did this 3 weeks beforehand. Now, as you can see, this was the excess tape that I used to wrap all the way up to the top. Now the bud has already grown out nice, beautiful. So here's the graft. It's a cleft graft. Here's a cleft graft. This is my rootstock, and this is the scion I chose. This avocado tree is approximately 25 years old, so it has been fruiting for about 15 years, 15 to 20 years now. So this is what your plant should look like after 3 weeks. And to ensure that, most important, to ensure that your graft is successful, ensure that the cambium of both the rootstock and the scion touches. Okay, so this, as you see, we just did this cleft graft. This was done 3 weeks ago, as I previously stated. Now this is what you should expect. So it's not a hard process, it just takes a bit of practice. And the more you practice, the better you'll be at your grafts and the more successful your grafts will be. Thank you. Now please like, share, comment, and do subscribe to my channel.